I'm Chermaine Black, she, her. And I'm from Brooklyn. When I first got on the island, I didn't trust nobody. I didn't mess with nobody. They got them big iron gates that they lock you, slam you in. I used to lock in. I didn't really, in the beginning, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 months. I'm not messing with y'all because I don't know if they was offering me 5 to 10 or something like that. Some numbers, some crazy numbers for a kilo of coke, which was ridiculous. My partner at the time that I was with, my daughter's father, was in jail for murder, and he had 10 years. You know what I mean? And I was like, what? And so I didn't know what they was going to do with that. You understand? I don't know if they was going to take anything I said to help them. Like, I just didn't trust, and I watched too much TV. That's another thing. So I just didn't trust people. So I stayed away from people when I was incarcerated, especially on the island, on Rikers Island. I stayed away from people for the first 3 to 6 months. I didn't really socialize with people. Well, as I said, it was not for me. It wasn't good. I don't know. They just treat you. It was a different experience. Remember, I told you I was incarcerated in Connecticut. They were people. They treated you like people. On Rikers Island, they didn't do that. When you first come through, the first day you get arrested and you go in that little cell and you all in there with all the women and it's like strip, do this, do that, take off your clothes, squat, open your feet. You know, all of that stuff was crazy for me. I was like, yo, when I was incarcerated in Connecticut and, you know, when I first went through the thing, we had a cell when I first got in the car, but it wasn't like that. It was clean. It wasn't dirty. The officers asked, you all right, you want something to eat? I don't know. It was just different, and it's like the officers didn't care for me. You got the walking around. Some people have mental health issues, so they got to take their medication. You know, you got this lawn, and then you got the gray walls. Color is important. See me, I got all black today, right? I got on this pink thing. Color is important. You know what I mean? It's no color. It's like, it feels like, and again, I got to stop watching movies, but you know, The Living Dead, like the zombie type of thing. That's how it feels on Rikers. And especially if you don't have any connections on Rikers. If you don't know nobody or you don't, then, you know, the women are going through whatever it is they're going through. And it's like they put you in a box. The Bing, never been to the Bing. Because again, I stay to myself. But one of my, I worked with the maintenance crew. So we used to go and drop off the tissue and the toothpaste, and if women needed bras, guys needed boxers. You know, we go from facility to facility, driving in the truck and doing that kind of stuff. And there was a girl that was in the Bing, and she was cool, but she was different when she came out. And she would go in a lot. You understand what I'm saying? She'll get back to her normal self, but when she first come out, I don't know how to describe. It'll be different. She's not the way that she was. So it was like the maintenance crew. There was about a staff of 8 or 9. They called them Parker's girls or whatever. That's a whole nother story. But in any case, and she would get into trouble, you know? And she'd come out and she would be different. So I know that the Bing did something to a person mentally and emotionally. So, I mean, other than that, Rikers, it's a slew for a place for and I'm gonna say this, it's a place for people who are not, who want to take advantage of other people. And I'm saying that in the best way that I can. But I've seen and witnessed officers doing what they want to other women, willfully or not willfully. You had some women that was down for that kind of stuff on the island. You had some women that wasn't. You know what I mean? And that's something that I witnessed on the island, me personally, Chermaine. I used to do the night, we used to do maintenance, and I used to be up at night. You know, when they have I forget what it's called, but the food or whatever for the officers at wherever they eat at, or, you know, the one serving them the food. So I know, you know what I mean? I've witnessed officers do crazy stuff. So I say all of that to say that Rikers is a place of destruction. It's built from destruction. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't have nothing that's built good, right? And be good, because it wasn't built good. It was built to dehumanize. It was built to trap. It was built to cause fear. It was built to learn the teachings of all negativity, if that makes sense. And so people go in, if your mindset is not if your mindset is not positive, or you want to do good, you won't. Discipline. So, and like when I was on Rikers, my kid's father, again, he's my daughter's father, my last daughter. He was incarcerated. It was for murder or whatever. He told me to go to the mosque, and I kept saying, nah, I'm not. Why am I going to the mosque? Well, do what? You know, I don't know nothing about that. He was just saying, go to the mosque. Like, go to the mosque. You understand what I'm saying? So finally, when I went upstate, I went to the mosque. And I started learning a little bit about what it was about. And I started being taught about prayer, what it meant. And by the time I got upstate, Bedford, but Albion, I was going to the mosque every Friday, praying, listening to the imam, do the prayer, doing my prayers 5 times a day, discipline. I think I was working in a steel place. They got this place in Albion where you use the fire thing to make stuff for I don't know what it's called. I was only there for a day, by the way. I was working there, and I'm Muslim, so I had on my whole garb. I came to work, and I worked until 2. They said we get off at 2, and then we go back to the dorm that we in, you know. So when it was time to go back to the dorm, they said that we had to work more, and I was like, I'm not feeling well. I'm not working anymore. I'm not. And so there was a big thing, and I was like, yo, I gotta go to the bathroom, because you know they was making a big thing out of it, like you're gonna get in trouble or whatever. So I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. The guy was like, no. I was like, what? No. The bathroom was right there. I gotta go to the bathroom. He said no. I said, all right. You know, you know what happened. I got up and walked to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. Now I'm spazzing in the bathroom. Like, I'm just, because I had my menstrual. And that was my issue. I wanted to go back. and I wouldn't come out the bathroom. So they had to bring officers. So the officers, male officers, was outside of the bathroom trying to talk me out of the bathroom because they couldn't come in the bathroom because they were male officers. And then when I came out of the bathroom, or somebody talked me out of the bathroom, but in any case, they had to search me. The male officers couldn't search me. It's Muslim. They had to wait for a female officer to search me. And of course, I went to lock for 30 days, keep lock or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And I wrote a lot of letters to family members and stuff like that, and I prayed 5 times a day. So, discipline. And I got out. I was in Albion for 9 months. Maybe a year. Maybe. It wasn't long. And then I went to back through Bedford to Bayview. And I did my whole rest of my bed at Bayview. And we used to have the imam. Actually, the imam that worked at Bayview at the time, I knew him from Marcy. The girls, the ladies that, the other sisters there, they were also, and it was just, for me, I was a runaway. I did what I wanted to do all my life. It taught me discipline. That's what I found in the Muslim faith. Discipline. When I was incarcerated, I just went to the regular, they had computer classes. I did building computers. So I did some of that stuff. I just did stuff to pass the time. I didn't go to college in prison. I went to college when I came home. I was actually in the midst of college when I got locked up the second time. I was going for my BA. But my first experience led me to go to college. Does that make sense? That's why I went to college. So I knew that I had to figure out a better way for myself and my children. So, being that support for the women that was in. So, like I said, I didn't know a lot of people. I didn't talk to a lot of people in the beginning. But then the sisters, the women, the other women, and then you have other women that's in prison. You got a bunkie. I'm in the dorms now. You understand what I'm saying? So when stuff would go down, being that person that they would come to talk to about whatever's happening, whatever's going on, how can we help? Or listen, what you doing? Let's really think about this. Me being that support to them was something that I learned while I was incarcerated. And people being that support to me, that there's good and bad. You know what I mean? There's a difference. You can't just, first of all, the world is not just black and white. And I learned that while I was in Bayview, because I was in a program. That's how I got to Bayview. They had a program in the prison that you can get. And I got, they have these tiers, I don't know, that you go up. And if you do something happens, they knock you back down and brushing the towels or something like that in the bathroom, however that works. And I had a counselor, Miss Collins, and she worked with me. Because I was a firecracker still. Let me be clear. I was a firecracker still. I almost got put out the program several times. I think I was sleeping one time, and the manager or director of the program came, and I was like, what the fuck are you knocking out? Like, I cursed out. Almost got kicked out of the program then. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I had a counselor. And so here's the thing. I always had somebody in my life that was not kin to me, that supported me and showed me how to do things differently. So if you want to say teachings or what did I, you know what I mean? I didn't go to school. I didn't, take any, whatever, you know what I mean? I got the lessons from the people that were there, or the counselors, the people that cared that were there, because that's who helped me, and she used to tell me that, Chermaine, things are not black and white. I used to say that, oh, if it's not this way, it's that way. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. She said, Chermaine, there's a middle. You gotta find your middle. You can't, and I take that, like, whenever I find myself in situations, I try to find the middle. Whenever I'm supporting young people, I try to help them find the middle, because remember, I got locked up at 18 and 18, 19. I'm young. I still had that young mindset. So young people, things are black and white for young people. It's either this way or it's not. That's it. There's no in between. There's no middle. So when I take that lesson to my young people, that there is a middle. And how do we figure out what your middle is? So that's what I did. That's what that's what I use every day. That's what I try the gray area. I have to create balance. So that's what I did. My biggest gripe with the criminal justice system is what New York State's criminal justice system is. I don't think you care. Period. We're just a number. We're just another body. And we're not just another body. We're human. So, if you care, then you would do things differently than the way in which you're treating the people who are incarcerated. You wouldn't, if you care, you wouldn't treat the people as such. You would find another way. And I'm not saying, things don't happen and people are not angry and people are locked up. If you lock a cat in a box, what is going to try to scratch his way out? That's what it's going to do. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that people that are incarcerated are not trying to fight the officers, not throwing stuff on, no. But if you're there to support, right, and try to rehabilitate folks, then how are you rehabilitating the folks if you throwing them in a box with no blankets? Okay, they did something. You throwing them in a freezing cold box with no blankets. You throwing water in the box. Somebody telling you in the box that they're seeing things or whatever, but you just leaving them there. You don't care. Why they can't have a blanket? Why you can't send them out to the medical, and figure it out? Why that? So that's my biggest gripe, is that you don't care about. It's like we're not human, and we are human. So, and it's not like you ain't got one in your family. A person that's been through the system. Everybody got one. Stop it. And the criminal justice system for me is using, for me, our black and brown folks that's a little bit more educated to police the people who are incarcerated. Does that make that's a problem for me? And they're not they're using them in a way that's destructive for the race of black and brown folks, because they're using them against black and brown folks. And some people don't see that. And how? And yes, you have this job, and which is great. You have to feed your family. However, that you have this job, when you're in there with the women or men or whatever, how are you treating them? What are you doing with them? You know what I mean? If they want what they want, or what they need, and they can have, are you giving it to them? Are you getting it to them? If women need pads, are you getting it to them? You feel what I'm saying? So you have officers that don't, no, you can't. No, you can't have no soap. No, you can't have, you know what I mean? No, you can't do this. And it's not, they can do it. It's just that you don't want to support them because of whatever your feelings are of people that are incarcerated, There's nothing here for the folks that come home. So we have to remember, not everybody graduated from Columbia University. Not everybody graduated from Harvard. Not everybody has that education. Not everybody is as savvy as other folks. Not everybody has a home. Let's start there. Right? What are we putting in place for the folks that come home? Except for you go to a shelter. No, for what? Is your shelter, now if your shelter was clean and it had the supportive system there, that'd be a different story. But in New York City, New York State, it doesn't have that. You're not supportive. So what are you doing for the folks that are coming home? And from where I sit, I say nothing. And I'm talking about New York State in its totality. Nothing. You use jobs. We have programs, right? But those are programs. What about New York State? What are you doing? What do you have to make sure folks do not come back to prison? If you come home, you get your whatever, your Metro card, depending on where you live, and you don't got nowhere to live, you go to a shelter, right? Now you've been locked up in prison 25 years, let's say. That happens, they come home. You know how the world has changed? And now when you come home, you ain't got nowhere, you don't got your family, where your family going? You ain't got nowhere to go, so you go to a shelter. And then you're sitting you're in a space, a dorm room or whatever you want to call it. People all around you, people got different issues with their mind, people got different issues going on in the world or whatever, but you just came home, you don't know how to use a phone. You don't know. Last time you went to jail, there was tokens, little gold thing that you used to put in the box. So you don't know. If you don't have a job, right? You need to look for work. You might be on life parole, right? So what are you gonna do? Fight or flight? What you gonna do? You're gonna go get you some money. And if you went to jail for a crime like, let's say, robbery, 25 years ago, so you know how to rob. So what you gonna do? You gonna go rob, because you ain't got nothing else. And so, however, if when you were coming home, right, they had a safe space for you to be, and I'm talking about New York State, and all of these damn abandoned buildings, all these places that they have, they could put that together. A safe place for you to be, where you have support emotionally, mentally, and a holistic support system for you. You might have family, but you got somebody there you got a plethora of people there that's going to support you when you're going through. When, you don't know how to use a Metro card? This is what we use today. Your phone, let me show you how to use your phone. Jobs, let me show you, let me walk you through. Let me hold your hand. There's nobody does, they don't do that. They just let you free, and then they expect for you to get in and be okay with that. For the vast majority of people don't get that. And then think about where we come from. Think about the world, how it's set up. America today, and I could go on a tangent, I don't want to do that. But think about how America is set up, not to support black and brown folks. So you got to think about that. So what's going to happen? They're going to go back to jail. Or dead. Right? That's the choices. I heard about Emergent Works through a program, a program that I was in. Or, no, it was a program, I'm sure. It was a program, another program that I was doing, and I heard about it, and I seen it, and I was like, oh, this sounds like something that I want to do. It looks interesting, let me try it. You know, that's what I do. I'm a trier. Let me see how it works out.
And why did you choose coding?
I like computers. I like working on computers. I didn't really know exactly what coding was about when I first started. But I was like, oh, all right, let's see how it works. And it was something to do with what's during COVID. It was something for me to do. I like to keep busy. And I like to learn something productive while keeping busy. Something that I can use. So that's another reason why. I think, was it Cheryl or somebody? I'm still trying to think about, but anyway, that's how I learned about it. Oh, it was good. It was great. My mentor, she was a young girl, and she was great. She was patient with me. She showed me different things. What we did was we built a site. It's still not up. It's not live or anything like that, and it's not finished. But it's for me. It was for me. But I kind of implemented my youngest daughter into it. It's called Chermaine Charm. And it's just basically about different things. Baking. We do baby shower or wedding favors and stuff like that. So we put that stuff on the website. So she showed me how to put that stuff on my site and make it work and make it move. We got some music on there. She showed me a bunch of different things. Just a little plug. I make homemade gifts for little showers and little events that you might have, and it's personalized for you. So that's why we did that particular thing, because I wanted to start with something small, because my bigger goal is to have something for people to come and get all of the updated information in its live, if that makes sense. Like it's if you come home from prison, you can get this information and it's live. It's not, how do I say? Yeah, you know how you get the book that you come home from prison and they got all the stuff? No. It's live. So you can go on your phone, tap this app, and I know y'all have something that's called 911. I don't know much about it. I know a little bit of what y'all told me, but I just want something for somebody to come home and they can get, right now, go on the corner and they selling food. Like, they giving out free food. You understand what I'm saying? Like that, like live. So that's something that but in order for me to do that, I started with the site that was for something personal to me that I like to do. And so that's basically, but my mentor, she walked me through everything. She was patient with me. I loved that. What? She has, introducing me, like when I spoke with you, Army, just the conversation, just knowing what I want to do, and just the freeness of allowing me to do what I needed to do or what I wanted to do was an experience for me that I loved. So it was wonderful. And now still working along with you guys, doing whatever it is that I can do to help. My name is Chermaine, and I'm a former mentee and a proud member of the Emergent Works family. And I believe that excellence in code can come from anyone.